Shalom to all. Right, we Hebrews would like to come every week to talk about the downfall of this kingdom in accordance with the prophecy written inside of the whole Bible. Right, to let you know that we are truly indeed in the last days. This is 2024, the year, hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, and of all the things you see happening upon this earth. Right, it is leading in that direction. Right, with we had this feast, you know, the carnival and the bank holiday Monday and Sunday as well. And you just had two of the, I think it was 8 attacks or so that happened. That two of the victims died basically. And now they're using it as a reason as to why, you know, they basically they're using that as a reason as to why they, well, what they've been saying for years and years and years is about bringing the carnival to a cease. You had it stopped for a little while during the time of the pandemic, all right? But now, you know, it's back to regular scheduled programming. They're back on their agenda as well. Now, whether they want to do away with it or they want to use it as a detritus for monitoring the people, right? How they're looking to initiate 6G technology and bringing that about is going to be the utilization of the sea hit, right? So whether the soft they're going to keep kicking the can down the road as an issue, and then when they implement, you know, the MOTB, they, you know, only allow you through. They do have these at the carnival where they have metal detectors that these lines where you got to basically look through there. If you look suspicious, they're going to search you, whatever. But really, if we're talking relatively, you know, in terms of relativity with the numbers, right, 1 million or so people attending the carnival, and then, you know, a couple hundred arrests, 300 or so arrests, 8 victims of violence. I mean, that's a drop in the bucket. That's but, you know, that's going to be expected. Like, any event where you deal with the criminality at play in those kind of events.
How you doing, man?
How you doing? You good? Yeah. You right?
Yeah.
Good, man. What are you up to?
Come out today, look around. Now we're going to that's it now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's over. Yeah. Right, where were you?
Probably guys didn't see them much walking about here.
Yeah, where were you? Oh, okay. On stop. Yeah.
Oh man, anything on the fly, said to myself,
they're none the wiser.
yeah, there you go.
And they don't even care about it.
They don't know,
They
brother.
don't know, because if they knew anyway, they'd open the Bible and see Jesus, how they knew him as a black man. So, but that's reason. They don't know these kind of things. St. George.
Anyway.
So, yeah.
That's what it means.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Entonces no creo que
You don't like your mother, you always sound like that.
No, I haven't.
Play on your mother. No, you're always like a mother looks like that. Like a mother looks down on the child. Mother. Yeah, that's fine. And that relationship. That's good.
Well, the Trinity, as you said, there's no son. There is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But the Trinity, as they say, they're one thing. Like they say, the Father, the Son. That's the Trinity.
No, that's
Two
not.
separate. Yeah.
See, Jesus.
You have even people, IUIC, some guys that teach, they're saying that the Father and the Son are the same thing. They're not.
I'm from the
Yeah. And even then, if the Lord was saved us the Most High, why would He say, my Father, why, my cow, why would He forsake me? How can He forsake Himself? You know? But they don't read the Bible with comprehension. So they don't know. But then even though no one knows today, then you know, the Lord doesn't know. The Father's going to send them if they go through. But this is the thing, those people that are, you know, using that flag and whatnot, but they're not smart, they're done it. They're not that wise. Like, if I'm honest, the only seriousness you can take from that is the ability to get violent, but even then it's like nothing. When they're away from, you know, they're not like as occupied people, free Palestine protest. Yeah? They were coming out every week. These guys come out once, they get drunk, they go back to life. They're not serious. They don't care about their they just want to have a winch for a little bit. They're not serious about it like that.
The system makes you don't just allow it to get it out of the system.
Basically, yeah. But they don't even, they're like a goon sport that you could just, okay, yeah, let the goons go. Like, that's how, you know, down the street, they say, yeah, well, let's rouse them up. Let's get the dollars out on the street.
Yeah. And put them in partnership with the store there, let them
Yeah,
smash it.
yeah.
Let them get out there.
And off the place, like 2 weeks later, they're in jail. It's not as serious as you think, but it plays into a grand scheme of things. They're not the people that you got to worry about. I mean, unless you're on that level, you know, the lower level.
So I respect you guys.
Well, because we couldn't, they're not,
Seeing things that
yeah, we're not on the same mental level as them. Because they're, like I said, they're people that you just say, yeah, whistle and go out there and do what you need to do. And that's what they do.
and then they have to make up the numbers.
Yeah.
Because to make up the numbers. They
Yeah.
don't really look at the data.
No.
Even there's thousands and thousands of people walking there.
Yeah.
No, I remember this thing the other day. There was one that said,
Everyone needs something which is drawn
it's a
people
subject without a predicate.
Yeah.
It's not a complex sentence. It's not complex.
I know what you mean, yeah. But this is the thing, even, it's like all of these people are being used for a purpose. Because even those people over there in Palestine, granted, some of them may be actual possessors, like they belong to the land, but the real people that are meant to be in the land are really in the land. These are fragments of different people battling for that land.
They've been there like over time. It's been invaded over and over.
It's like if you live in an area, like your parents may have come from somewhere else or something, and you say, oh, there's some down there, okay, let's settle down. For generation, been there. It doesn't necessarily mean you have a claim to the land. It just means you've been there longer than anyone else. But you ain't the true possessor of that. The true people that were there, they got run out of the land.
Oh yeah.
In 70 AD, like massive.
Yeah.
You know, when you go into the Roman persecution, 70 AD. Yeah.
That's like the main time.
Yeah. Well, they just to make it, that's the persecution. Well, these are, you know, them types of systems, a lot of these systems and if they took them, they had a, the reason why it's called the Union Jack Israel. So that's where it goes to Free Lions. They go back to the Benjamin. So a lot of these things, they go back to the people of the Bible.
Yeah.
But they came up and they adopted these things. Like the reason why King Charles can now sit on the throne and say I'm the king, because of the divine right of kings. The divine right of kings goes back to the Bible, where it tells you Judah, the sentinel shall not depart from you till Shiloh return. So basically it said that you could be king through the edict of Jacob to his son Judah. So that's why they say we're kings, but they're not the people that belongs to. But they just using it as a way. Same way they say Jesus is God. They don't go to the church or nothing. We don't believe in the Bible. What do they believe? If they did, pedophilia wouldn't be as rampant as it is. Homosexuality wouldn't be as rampant as it is. So there'd be all these different things. You know, sexual immorality wouldn't be as prevalent as it is. Adultery. People will be getting, the day you find out there's an affair, you'll be saying, no way, okay, death. Death to the woman and the perpetrator, the man that you should marry. They don't believe those things because they're not people in the Bible. So it's that simple. You know?
Because it's like the brother was saying, it's like all these different it's like all these people being drawn in, you know, to all these to all these different beliefs, because it's basically distracting people from what's really happening. Because I read this, Amos 5:18, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. And yeah, for a lot of these guys, it's what? The day of the Lord. That's why you mentioned, they said, oh, Jesus is king. That as far as for the scriptures, what's in there, they don't know anything about it. They don't know what it is. They might say, oh, X, Y, Z, they believe in this, but they don't know what it entails. And then they might think, oh, they're looking forward to the so-called return of, you know, who they call Jesus, Yahushua. But then, you know, when it comes, it's going to be a shock. Because that's the thing, is all these things now is a big distraction from what's getting ready to happen. The main key thing is prophecy. The testimony of the world was Jesus Christ is the spirit of prophecy. So know what to say before, to know what's going to come to pass.
And those things that were sent before, they're written inside of the book. The book of Habakkuk, second chapter is 18 right now. Basically says that, you know, I was trying to put my watch, waiting to see what it should say. Heavenly Father told them, you know, write the vision, make it plain and quotation, so they may run and read it. So these things are in the Bible. They're words that were spoken hundreds, thousands of years ago from the beginning. And now they jump off the page and coming into living color. Like it's happening right now. So these are things that are going on, but people are not the wise ones because it's only for the eyes and ears of a few chosen people. Right? It's not for everyone to see. That's why you got.
Like you said, you know, every time they put things out to distract.
That's it. That's it. You got more on that?
I got as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. So yes, it's a level of chaos, a level of danger where it's like you might escape one thing to fall into the trap of another. And that's the thing is people might think it now where it's like they might lose their job, then you know further things happen, they think down and out. But because we know what's to come, we know there's further terrors, further troubles, further tribulations that people are going to get into that go above and beyond anything else. Like now, like you might be, it's like even there's people that are homeless. They might be, it's like we go down the road by Blackfriars, there's people who are in tents, like in a tent city, that's all over. You go from London, there's people, as soon as the shops close, they put their little camps out in front of the shops. But it's like, even for them, they can still eat. There's going to be a time where it's like, even just to eat, it's going to be a struggle. To have a place to stay, where you can wake up and still be
Here right now with the inflation, even the housing scheme, go back 20,
Well, also
30 years.
overwarming as well, you know. I mean, a lot of land now, you can't do anything because of
Well, global warming is like a...
There's a degree to it because it's like, you know,
Well, you see,
destroy the earth.
Yeah.
But then it's also as well, part of it is with like the growing food, it's like that ties into like the land Sabbath, which is in the scriptures, on how you're meant to treat the land to maintain it in the long term.
People don't understand weeds. People don't understand weeds that grow in the ground are actually beneficial. Like when they grow from the ground, they're fruitful. You know, we have weed killers. They're very hard to kill because they go so deep. Their root is so deep in the earth that they go down and grab on nutrients that bring them to higher up.
There's the thingy, so the lower level soils and then the higher level soils.
also all the coming off the trees.
Yeah, the root system, the trees eat together a lot of soil.
Even if the thing a lot of people don't know about the trees as well is that
for the insects and that
one of the things people don't know about trees and forests is there's an order. There's a mother tree or a father tree, should I say, that presides over all of the other trees. So that tree is the eldest of all the trees, and it allows time for the other trees to grow. So now when you deal with the quality of wood, I forget how long it's been, but it's saying over the last 100 or so years, the quality of the wood isn't as strong as it was a couple hundred years ago. Because those father trees, or those mother trees, as they like to call them, they basically are providing a level of shade. So those other trees can grow and mature until their age. Now because of it, they got rid of those trees, now the quality of the wood isn't growing to the same quality because it's growing to the same maturity. So there's a whole, these happen every other thing, the habitat, So they don't really realize that these things have a certain knock-on effect. Well, it's that, but at the same time, these people that came into power, they weren't aware of these things. They're not privy to it.
They didn't, but then they didn't understand.
A lot of them, they don't have, because remember, it's like
The
it's technology.
Dust Bowl was a good example.
Yeah, there's technology. There's a video. I like it a lot. Yeah, it says it's either 7 or 12, 7 or 12 technologies that were lost in the dark ages. Like there's things that were done during a time period of the Middle Ages that people don't know how to do. They're lost. And they still have it. So like the armor of the night, they don't know how the armor works. There's no one to recreate it because there was a way, there was mechanisms at play of a technology they don't know. Because they weren't the people that made it. The people that made it died. So there's different, even I found out yesterday, it was the largest ever man-made walled city was in Benin, in Nigeria. And they said the walls of it were 4 times longer than China, the Great Wall of China. And they said, what happened when China, when the English went over there during the time of imperialism, they knocked it down. Basically, to fulfill and perpetuate the idea of black race, you know, local Negroes, I just don't. Because these are, well, yeah, but
that's an aspect of it.
I know,
it goes
deeper than the flag. If the flag is a they want to use it to represent something. But in reality, the flag, the Union Jack, means something. It means the United of Jacob, because it deals with Scotland, England, Wales, and Ireland. Because these are all, you know, they're all so black. But what they've used it for now, yeah, you can say that, but it's more about the people.
Yeah, because I was going to say a good example is the rainbow. When you go into the scriptures, that was a promise made before Noah.
That's it, yeah. But then but that's the thing, it depends how you want to look at it. If I look at the rainbow, I'm going to think about Noah. Where if other people look at the rainbow, they're going to think about LGBTQ. Like, but I know you've taken something, and the funny thing about that is it's ironic in a sense. Let me just say this point. It's ironic in a sense because the reason why, if you look at the rainbow was brought as a token to show anytime it rains, when the rain stops, to remind you that I'm not going to destroy the earth. But the reason why the rainbow happened is because of people like the LGBT. That's a funny thing. But during the time of Noah, you're like, what do you think? What denotes wickedness? Anything that goes against the Bible. Yeah, so homosexuality, yeah, those things that go against the Bible is improper use of proper things. So that's the reason why the Lord destroyed the earth in the first place. So when you see the rainbow, you're meant to think about, okay, the Lord destroyed it. But now, this is going to happen again. The Heavenly Father is going to flood the earth because of things like they misuse the rainbow. Right? He's going to flood it with fire rather than water. Yeah. No. Let me read this. Yeah.
But that's
the colors of the rainbow.
it's you know.
Yeah. That's why they took it, you know. Let me read this. This is the book of Psalms 15, or Psalms 50 and 16. It says, "For unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my word behind thee." Now, for example, like you keep talking about the Union Jack, right? These are things that, let me just say this point. These are things that represent the children of Israel on the day, right? So the children of Israel, the reason why they're the children of Israel, because the Heavenly Father made a covenant with them, right? So that you are going to keep my laws, statutes, and laws, right? You're going to be the one to present righteousness upon earth. Now, what's happened is the European nations, they've also taken part, like those nuns who we're talking about, where they go around Jesus Lord, they have the flag and everything. They've taken that upon themselves now. Now, when they've taken that upon themselves, they've entered into the covenant of the Heavenly Father. So now, they don't follow those things. So now they're going to jump Bible. They don't realize that them entertaining those things, now you're going to see, you're not exempt from the judgment and bring the side. Yeah? No. It's not me. Red light. They can't take it. Yeah. So read this now.
Amos 3:1. hear this word that the Lord Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel,
Children of Israel, right?
against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
Right, so the Heavenly Father only dealt with the children of Israel. The whole Bible is only for the children of Israel, right? Go and read.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. So when you deal with it, when you had Moses, Moses came to Pharaoh and said, what? Let my people go, right? Because the Heavenly Father sent them. So only when he let them go, he let who go? The Hebrews, right? The children of Israel. Now, it does speak about a great multitude left, but that multitude got weeded out, and the children of Israel were set aside. So when you read throughout Testament, they set up their camps according to their houses around the tabernacle. Throughout the course of that 40 years, different things happened to let you know the children of Israel there. And even when you did have people that weren't of the children of Israel, you had like the Egyptian, the woman that had the Israelite woman that had an Egyptian son, and they cursed out the Heavenly Father. He wound up getting put to death. So it shows you those people in the midst of the children of Israel that don't, filter away, sift away. But the point being is that read that scripture again.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Right? So you only know them, only know the children of Israel.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Right, so the Heavenly Father said it only punish you for the iniquities. That's why when you deal with these people on the side, so-called black Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Guatemalans, all the way down to Mexico, they live a certain type of lifestyle. When you deal with them, there's certain stereotypes into them, right? Certain things that denote them upon them. And those things that are on them, you find in the book of Deuteronomy, 28th chapter, and the curses of the Heavenly Father upon his people. Right? But when you deal with other people, they don't have those type of problems. Right? Like, for example, you deal with the Mexicans, they got the cartels basically running Mexico. Is that an environment you would like to live in? Not really. You got the so-called Negroes in America. They live in ghettos. Is that an environment you would want to live in? We're going by, stereotypes. Right? The West Indians, the islands over there, they got certain things happening, different things happening over that side of the earth. Is that an environment you would have? Haiti got bloody earthquakes.
Taken over by a
So
warlord.
there's different things going on in these environments that are punishments from the Heavenly Father. Now when you deal with the people like so-called whites in this country, they took over the whole world, alright? They ain't got issues like other people got issues. But guess what? Now that they're taking on the Bible, they're going to be judged by the same things that these people are judged by. Alright? And that's what people don't realize. You might go to Deuteronomy 30, I forget what it is. It's about 30, I think it's 29 to 30. Just check it. It's about curses getting passed. Go ahead, you got a question?
No, I was going to say, what examples
Of Israel. Yeah, Jacob. You know about in Genesis 49, he basically gathered them around and said, let me tell you what happened to you in the last days. So those prophecies are never the last days, things that are happening now. Right? And that's why I mentioned before when you had it said Judah the scepter shall not depart from thee. That's what the royalty of the nobility of the UK are using to basically say that we're the royalty. Right? But if you check out their lineage, there's nothing about them as Judah.
because there, like, you got the, I wouldn't say,
Yeah.
scepter, yeah,
From the scepter, okay.
that's passed like the king.
Yeah, the main thing was the crown. The reason why you have a crown on your head. Go ahead. Yeah. Well, it really depends because I could speak to the United Kingdom. The reason as to why they have a crown, you might as well get Rock 6 chapter. Just type in Bible. Because really the reason why you have, I know it's fine when you can just avoid the shop. Fine. But yeah, try to diamond.
Like after Charles, they were passing up to so really, it's not really so much really the monarchy.
Yeah, it's a monarchy, but the reason why they have it is because, yeah, it goes back to, when you really deal with it, it goes back to, yeah, but yeah, it's a symbol because what crown is? A crown denotes wisdom. Like your crown, it's like a, well, like Solomon. Yeah, but not only Solomon. But I'm saying a crown, it's like a trophy. It's like a, how can I word it? It's like a way to denote value of his head. You know what I mean? Like you have a valuable mind because your mind is to guide the people. Okay, go and read this.
That sector can also
I'm gonna go into that as well. If you read this first, we'll go into that as well.
Sirach 6:22, for wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not counsel, and put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder, and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds.
Right, so basic wisdom is a thing that it's a rarity. It's actually it's a blessing, but in order for you to get that blessing, you need to experience certain things to get it. It's like, for example, the way the Heavenly Father deals with things. If you send up a prayer and say, I want more wisdom, right? The Lord is, or I want more faith, should I say. The Lord ain't going to say, okay, here, boom, with faith. He can't do that. The way he will do is he will present obstacles in your life that will encourage you to have faith. So you may fall on hard times, but guess what? In those hard times, you are saying, I gotta be faithful. I gotta, weather the storm. So weathering that storm, what do you get? Faith. And it's a test. You gain as a byproduct of that experience is more faith.
And be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power.
So you gotta come onto her with your whole mind. It's something you have to have total application in order to obtain.
And keep her ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
Right, so it says search and seek. So like I said, it's not something that it's just I thought we could do more to take off the shelf. Yeah, that's for me. Now it's a thing where it's a test. It's something that has to be an experience you will go through. And through the experience, you have to show great determination, show yourself worthy, and then ultimately you'll obtain it. Read up.
Let not go of her. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned to thy joy.
Right.
Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee.
Right, because when you deal with it, all these things, like I said, it's experience, but it's something that only you have to become a prisoner of. You know, if you want to become wise, it's like a scholar or someone that gets a degree in whatever. Say they're doing maths or science or something like that. In order for them to become a doctor within that subject, they gotta put themselves into bondage by going to the library. They gotta be bound to their books. Discipline. So it's the same thing. So go and read on. Read on. Come on, bro.
Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory.
Right, so only through going for that bondage will be something as a mark of, oh, you disciplined yourself, and it'll be something you'll be glorified for. All that time you spent like inside of that book now is going to become part of you and represent you.
But there is a golden ornament upon her,
Golden ornament, right?
Golden ornament.
and her bands are purple lace.
Purple lace that goes into the robe of a king.
Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy.
Right, so that's the reason really why you have a crown. They're meant to be wise judges. That's why even when you deal with the word mono, you know what the word mono means? It comes from two words, being mono and arc. Alright, mono meaning one, and arc meaning a head or a leader. Right? So it's a one leader. Now when you deal with it, the monarchy within this world that we live in right now, in the UK, they're not really the head, they're not the one leader. Because who really leads this country? Parliament. You go down there, you can see it from you can see it somewhere down there. You can see Big Ben, right? Parliament. They're the people that make it decrees at the end of the day. And then even beyond them, there's a shadow government. You know, people behind closed doors that do things. So they're not really the monarch. But that is the reason why you have the king having a crown upon their head. Because they're white. Let's jump to Revelation 2:25.
But you see, within Parliament, they still have to go to the king.
As a decree, but in reality, all they're going to do is formality.
It's a ritual. It's a kind of
formality.
formality.
It's just like a thing of a culture now. Like we go to the king, but only someone gave them their martial orders beyond the king. It's just something that to show them, you know. Huh?
Because they are the army.
I'm using it figuratively, you know, martial orders. Like someone gave that prime minister to go to the king beyond them, and that would be the Rothschild, Rockefeller,
Oh yeah, you can
the one behind the closed door, you know. About read it.
Revelation 2:25. But that which you have already, hold fast till I come.
Now this is what I read about the going through the time of wisdom. This is what we're doing. And people like, you know, other brothers like us as well in the faith. And for us, right? Now we've been passing into the spirit world. Well, this is what they were doing. Right, guys?
But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
What we have already is this word. Right? So we got to hold fast to this wisdom. And as the days go by, we're basically maturing and putting aside our old man and bringing about a new man. So we're learning every day, and new things we're learning, we're becoming better and better. But this is part of us obtaining that crown and getting that robe, being clothed in white, and hopefully getting a scepter as well.
But he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Right, the works is wisdom, right? Learning the truth. And what we're doing right now, coming out on the highways and byways, you know, the foolishness of preaching, right?
To
Yeah,
him,
it's food, like, if you see the looks of most people see you, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it looks crazy, you know? I had a girl once that I was chatting to, I used to see.
What, come here?
No, she didn't come here. But there was a girl I was seeing at a time. But she just pulled out of nowhere. She said, what happened in your life for you to do this on the street? And she had a picture of me holding a sign in the old time. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Because where did she pull out of? I've been dating her, I've been on dates with her, she's been at my house, been in my bed, all kinds of stuff. So she just whipped out this picture out of nowhere. So I was a bit like, this is fucking crazy.
She didn't like your direction.
Sorry?
Maybe she should be like your direction.
I think, you know what it is?
Where you're going with your life and where she's going.
Yeah, because even I knew before I was doing this, we know each other from when I was like 19, 18 years old. So, like when I used to have house parties at my place, stuff like that.
That's the path you're on now.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's the reality of the situation. I'm a refined person that she knew. Nothing's changed.
But
The foolishness of
yeah.
preaching.
And
That's
then,
it. That's
you know,
it.
it's what they say, a prophet has no honor in his hometown, I believe. I'm paraphrasing it wrong. But it's basically like, you know, where you know, the place you grew up and everyone kind of saw you, they're just going to see, they're just like, I just knew this guy.
Yeah.
Like, how's he a prophet now?
Or why you do this stuff.
But, yeah.
They don't know that technically I'm the same. I haven't changed much. Like, if you see me go out behind closed doors, if you joke with me or laugh with me, I'm more or less the same person, but it's just certain things are a big no-no. And that may be the point of contention as to where it's like, raw. Because it says in the book of Peter, in the epistle, it says that they see it that you don't go to riot, you know,
The same
riot
as
before. So they may see it as like you changed. But it's like, not really.
No.
But I just don't do that shit. If you want to talk about some normal stuff like about
Well, they say
music
you've
or
changed, and
fighting
you
or
haven't changed
whatever,
because you're the same person. You just make it quiet or knowledge.
so I'm not going to do certain acts of fun.
I mean, you haven't changed because you're the same person.
That's it. That's it.
But then it's
Whether your action is not a one, it's good is set against evil. You know,
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
righteous
say,
is an abomination to the wicked.
We're clean cut because it's Wisdom of Solomon 2. It's everyone's basically following after. They're moving
lost.
in the mold of the so-called white man. How he structures society, his values, his order. That's how everyone lives. So then his ways are clean contrary to our ways. We're basically a complete opposite, which is why they'll see us doing acts in righteousness, and then it's going to grate against people that are in the world. Because for them, it's something that's completely against the baseline of what they do.
It's open, it's there for everyone.
Yeah, but
I mean,
just
you-
read it.
you-
We did read it. It said where wisdom is not revealed unto many.
Yeah, I know you're right.
So it's like the onus is more on us in a sense. Because we know. It's like I know better than you. Not you. I know better than them. Nah,
This
it's hard.
one is a little sample too. It's like
Yeah.
women's job women ain't gonna be going out
And just people in general, anyone in general. But my point is, it really is. It's like because I know that. Yeah, but it's a thing of we know better. So it's like
the thing is we've tried like
let me just say this point. It's like a baby. For example. It's like a baby may put a toy in their mouth or try and eat certain things. I gotta go and put my finger, get out of your mouth. Because I know better. So even then it's like, if I know something, and I know that you can't wrap your head around something, I'm just not gonna tell you. Or I'm not gonna deal with you on that kind of level. Because I know you can't handle it. Your mind is not. I'm gonna look at you and think, can I tell you? But some people I know that it's not even worth trying.
Just wipe your feet off the mat.
That's it. That's the point. But that's kind of
to him will I give power over the nations.
right, power, and this is even what we're really gonna go into the center. Give power over the nations, right? Because the thing with being a monarch or a king or ruler, you're meant to direct the people, right? You're meant to guide them. That's why you have a crown in your head, because your mind is revered above everyone else's, right? That's why you have the crown, is to separate you from everyone else, right? To be like, that person there, you know, that's the man with the wide, you know,
The brain, yeah.
the brain. Go ahead, read.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
But that's the center, isn't it?
Right?
So the center is like you're the doing for God.
Yeah, so when you deal with a shepherd, it goes back to a shepherd. Because even when you deal with the Hebrews, right? They're known as a shepherd. When they were in Egypt, prior to they got established as a nation of Israel, they were known as the high priests or the shepherd kings, all right? Whereby basically they were known for being shepherds, not farmers, sorry, shepherds. So even King David's a key example of that, because he was a king. But what was his job prior to that? He was a shepherd. So when you're a shepherd, you have to have care for your flock. To keep. Now that's you see you're on the money now, because the stick they usually call that gold as well. Have you heard the saying to goad someone on? Basically, a goad, it's a saying. If you goad someone on, it's like I could goad you on in the wrong way. You could be like, I don't like that person. I say, yeah, fuck him. I don't like him either. That's me goading you on into something. Now, the reason why you have a scepter is or rod of iron, as it said, is to point the people with your wise mind to point them in the correct direction. So like sheep running astray, you're meant to hit them. No, go this way. Go that way. That's what it's for. So in this case,
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father.
So this is the thing where these people, the children of Israel, they're gonna have a rod of iron to hit the nation into their place. Because even when we can go into the scriptures if you want to grab it something or if you want to grab something else. But we have enemies. These children, the children of Israel have enemies. When you go throughout the Bible, the book of Judges is a very good book because it speaks about the different nations around them. Ammonites, Moabites, Philistines, Ishmaelites, different nations that basically were at war, at odds with them, put them in slavery. So now, this hasn't stopped to the time we're in now, right? What would have happened is, when you deal with the time we're in now, these people basically govern themselves together and made an agreement, right? And they've done that agreement with the Rothschild, Rockefeller, games, and made it as to where, okay, we're all going to make it a thing where we're not going to say a word. We're not going to say these people who are. It's going to be a quiet secret. We're all in alignment that we understand that these people, if they know who they are, we're fucked.
That's why the Lord of Fire.
Say that again, friend?
The Lord of Fire.
Yeah. That's why we have it. But keep them in place. And really, even but the way they're gonna be obedient, because like I said, right now, they don't look at us like if you ever said someone like, okay, you know, the blacks in America, they're gonna take over the world. If you tell that to someone like King Charles or Saudi Sheikh or you know, one of the kings in Dubai or in Thailand or any of this royalty around the world, they would laugh. They'll say, who? Them? No way. They could never rule. So,
what about the orb?
I'm not too sure. I haven't looked into the orb, if I'll be honest. Because it may be what it may be what even you saying now, the spirit just hit me. It may be the Urim and the Thummim.
Yeah, I was gonna double check that.
Yeah, it may be the Urim and the Thummim is basically, you know, the crystal ball. You heard of a crystal ball?
Oh, yeah.
Basically, you had the high priest. You had the Urim and the Thummim, the light at perfection. That was basically the high priest had it. So anytime there was something that a judgment that maybe yeah, because that's where it was used for. So if there was a judgment that
so that's like mixing evil and good.
No.
Like,
what it is that there's a left hand and a right hand. So there's things that people on the left hand side are using that you find on the right hand side as well, like a sacrifice. Now you had sacrifices. The Lord, Yahweh Shai, made a blood sacrifice for himself. He had to die. He had to be killed. That was a blood sacrifice. Now you have witches. They make blood sacrifices of people as well. But it's the same thing, but it's to a varying degree. You know what I mean? Because, right?
There's no comparison.
There's none, no. But you get what I'm saying? There's a similarity where you can say they do what we do. So a crystal ball is known as a urim and a furim. Basically, a urim and a furim is something that Aaron the high priest grab it. Yeah, grab it. Don't. I think you won't find it right now. I don't want to go over the song. I'm bringing it right now. Yeah. Nah, it's cool. You kind of get whatever you want. I'm just saying, grab anything.
I want that 4 kings after. Those 3 things, the down, the center.
But that goes back to, that's what I'm saying, it goes back to
It goes back to a root, but the thing is one of the things is that people, with a lot of these practices,
Rituals, things.
they got, a lot of them got corrupted. A lot of the righteous ones got corrupted. You go to even with the scriptures, the Council of Nicaea in 300 AD, they basically took a lot of elements of the scriptures and then put paganism.
Well,
So even if you go to the modern day like reflection of things that were done by Israel, a lot of these things have been corrupted.
I wonder if that is big name, I can understand the crown and the scepter.
Yeah, but it's,
This big name.
but like I said,
You can use a scepter in paganism, you can use a crown in paganism.
yeah.
That's what it's like. It's a symbol, and then you can corrupt them symbols. It's like the land of Israel is a righteous land. But it can be defiled, it can be corrupted. So it's like as far as the thing is, as far as for now, the significance of all that's not of the paramount. Right now it's the time of prophecy. That's really what we're in the midst of. That's what we need to be occupied in. That's what the focus is. Because you need to know what's getting ready to happen, and then what you need to make it through those times. Because as far as we can get into these things, of course, but then it's not the principal thing. I'll read this. Psalms 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Jehovah and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. So like the brother was saying, these nations came together to come against Israel. And that's why now the thing with even if crown jewels in the UK, they go back to being used by the righteous, by Israel. Like as far as for now, it's though like the things that's been done with them, they're gonna have to be melted down, and they're like we can't even, a lot of things. It's like when you go to Joshua, when they went into the land of the heathen, they were taking them out, and then you said, don't take anything, don't take any of their goods, because why? They've done all kinds of foulness of wickedness. Then you had the man that took the Babylonish garment and then hid it, and then that was he had to be put to death. Because why? Those things were defiled. It's like now, all those goods they have, there's things that they're keeping for the elect. But then it's like it's going to require a cleansing. Because just like the land needs to be cleansed, all their goods need to be cleansed. As far as for now, all these goods are being used for wickedness. It's like you go to what was it with Yahweh Shai, through the world with Jesus Christ, when they were trying to trip him up on paying the taxes. He said on the coin his face is on it. Is that Caesar? So render what Caesar's unto Caesar. These things now is all made in the image of Esau. It's going to require a cleansing to then have a right equivalent to it. But then that's these heathen, this is what they desired. They wanted to have power over Israel, because why? You can go into the book of Judges, and it specifies when Israel's in their right mind, when they're following the laws.
I'll read it. Okay, yeah. This is Judith 5 and 17. So it says, whilst they sinned before their power, they prospered, because the power that ate their iniquity was with them. You can break it down.
Yeah. So, read it.
There's more. Okay. And whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the power that hated iniquity was with them.
Yeah, so this is basically a council being had between the heathen and then
Achior, the Ammonite, and the
Achior. It was
Moabite.
Ammonite and Moabite. It was I can't even remember where Achior was from.
He was an Ammonite.
Was he Ammonite as well?
No, he was an Ammonite.
Oh, and then
no,
it was
he was a Moabite, sorry.
yeah.
Hold on.
Because it was like Ammonite.
Army of the Shah,
Yeah, and then it was an Ammonite and a Moabite. I think they were.
captains of Ammon. But he was an Ammonite.
Yeah.
He was speaking to,
Which they're two, Ammon and Moab, they're two of the closest neighbors for Israel. Like in the
Chinese
land,
and
when
the
when you go to the land and you see the way the nations are positioned, they were neighbors, and they're basically asking like how how we're gonna come against this nation. Then he specified if their power is with them, whilst they sin not against their power, then you can't do anything. They'll fight for them. And then you go into like Numbers 23, Numbers 24, it'll go into how there was a king of Moab at the time, Balak, where he tried to get a priest to a Moabite priest to put curses on Israel, but then like, it was basically impossible to do unless the Most High was with them. So that's why these nations have a history of Israel, and they know the dynamics of how Israel, how to how they can have power over Israel or not.
right. I feel good, man. You know how we feel then, man.
Well, you guys are much younger than me, man.
I know. We're getting us now. Hey.
All right, man. Nice one, yeah?
Yeah, until we meet again, man.
All right, yeah?
Yeah, take care. Yeah, I'll read on. When they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore.
Yeah,
When they-
as soon as that blessing was taken away, as soon as they went off, then it was open season. And that's why it's like now we're in a time where it's like people talk about why is why would they keep these secret? How is it possible that they could be Israel and then it's just not no one speaks about it. These
sometimes, I think it was last year or the year before, it was kind of hot towards
so like so mid-late September, I think late
when
September.
everyone, because even when people say this year, are like, yeah, summer ain't like, I'm like, oh, it's like mid-fucking May. Like,
Yeah,
May ain't
yeah.
summer. That's late spring. Even June, people were saying that it was like, summer. That's not summer, bro. That's just spring. Like, people don't know their season kind of thing. They assume like summer's from May to like August. Oh, the weather is nicer, but it's still spring. So a lot of people, they fail to kind of, realize that. But even like summer, the last day of summer, like 25th or something, or the first day of August, I can't remember what it is. It's in September. Yeah, it's September. When I found out, I was like, no, I didn't know that. All this time I thought, and then even when it be hot, I think when I went to the States, I went out there with loads of like warm clothes in it, and I was fucking sweating. We went there in September. Camp, and I was sweating. I was thinking, because I thought it was like the first time it was like January. So I realized that it's different. It made me more like clued up with the season. Because Jake could wear the same thing all year round. And just say, all they know is hot and cold. That's how they designate season. It's hot, but it's cold. Like, there's no in between. There's no like, oh, it's raining, but it's warm. You know what I mean? Or it's like, it's chilly, but it's, or it's blue skies, but it's cold kind of thing. It's sunny, but it's cold kind of thing. They don't know how to differentiate the two. But let me read on. So it says, I'll read again. Judith 5:18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemy. But now are they returned to their power and have come up from the places that they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country from it was desolate. Sorry, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error amongst his people, and there be sin, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Right? So this is saying
They know explicit detail.
yeah.
And that's why it's now
When
in
it's
the
time
modern
to
day,
attack, yeah.
it's again keeping Jake in that state. That's why black culture exists. This is a self-perpetuating tool to keep Jake in that destroyed state. When Jake is basically disconnected, that's why they've been given Caesarea. Caesarea has been put there as a tool to keep them bound, another idol to keep them bound to. You go into the ancient records, there were all these different idols they'll basically get stuck in love with. They'll basically, all these heathen, they'll follow after their ways. And now it's the same thing. Now it's Esau is the one being followed after. And it's not just him, it's all the different nations. And that allows them to, that's why they've been able to have the run of it. And they know they received their blessing. What was it? The sword. Once they were given it, they're like, okay, we're going to make this a thing.
And they're not, they're not bumbling idiots where it's like, oh, like, shoot, guys, they were known as cunning hunters, right? We deal with Esau in the book of Genesis 25, it said he was a cunning hunter. So he'd be setting up them snares, have different inventions, different tools. Even when you deal with firearms, different uses, different, trinkets that come with it.
Yeah, there's a level of ingenuity to it.
Yeah.
Because going from even like a musket to even the Chinese had what do you call it, gunpowder for I think like 2 centuries or something before the West was even using it for muskets. But they used it differently. That's why you have it like Milan, where they have the little fireworks things that they use to hit targets. They had like a certain level of firepower. But then when Esau played, it's basically utilized with much more ingenuity. Where you got the Gatling guns, where you got rockets, artillery, all kinds of
different bullets as well. You got hollow heads,
hollow points.
points. You got different types of bullets that inflict different, either buckshots and
buckshot. What's the one?
And birdshot. I can't remember the thing is a birdshot or buckshot. But you got different types of bullets. That's an engine. That's a use of the mind. Okay, when we utilize technology, we're gonna do it in such a manner as to where this is what it's used for. It's beyond the realms of just going in there and throwing a sword. That just shows you how a man is really dealing with these weapons of warfare, right? He has a plan, and within that plan is to keep Jake in a certain type of realm, right? Even when you deal with Esau, it's non-lethal weapon, right? Microwave, different things. Even though they're non-lethal, but they'll fuck you up, man.
Psychological weapons as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like with even like social media, there's a reason they're saying 15-year-olds are getting diagnosed with depression because they're using Instagram and whatnot. Those things it's not just let to run rampant with like no regard for it. There's something that's understood. Oh, okay, this can be utilized as a tool. That's why it's basically been used to that has enraptured people's minds heavily. There are people that just live in social media. They don't even engage with reality. They just live in some form of social media. So that's the thing is with Esau was given his wiles, he was given his technology, he was given the means to do things. And then as well, he was given information on how to maintain his rule. He basically needs to keep Jake in that subjected state. Then these other heathen as well, they knew the means by which they can keep Jake in that subjected state. So then all these things come together to where you now have a world where for you to maintain, to keep order and righteousness, to keep the laws in order, is nigh on impossible. For you to keep the different high holy days, you know, it's going to be nigh and impossible. Even keeping all the laws, there's laws you can't even keep. Where it's like you would need a level of sun. You basically need to be able to go out into the wilderness and then sustain yourself, which you can't even do. Let you go out in the wilderness and think, okay, I'm going to build up your little society or whatever. You're going to need to engage with the system, and then engage with the system is basically going to be to the doom of whatever you're trying to do. But then why? It's because now it's the time when what? We're going to be going to our enemy for the one that we think. Now's the time when we're basically in that subjective state, but it's for the last time, which is why everything got pushed up to 11. Now we didn't even know who we are. Back in the prior captivity, at least we knew, oh, we're the Israelites. But then keeping that information from Jake then makes it easier to perpetuate this black, where everyone's looking for salvation, but then the baseline of how they're looking for it is already wrong. Now everyone's basically looking for equality, which that's something that's not existed and will never exist on the planet Earth. But then everyone's just like, oh, I just want to be equal. We need some means. We need to stop. Hey, we need, like, you're trying to stop things that are part of fundamental human nature. That if you're trying to work against reality, to be like, no, I don't want anyone to feel bad towards someone else. Everyone's just going to feel the same.
And the reality of that is there's an agenda as to why that's being presented to the people, because they want to use the masses of the people to basically come under their flag, under their their new world order, so to speak. You know, become, they can have one, you know, how many one, and they can lead you into death, doom, and destruction in reality. But you're not the wiser to that. That's not something you're privy to. You know?
I know it is.
Everything comes up my hip. It's like the engine was saying it twice. So now it's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to do it all back. Like, I've been trying to portray it, but I don't know. I need to know. So you're probably right. I think I'm going to be sorry as well. Like, shit's fucked up. Before it's like, everything's fucked up. But like one figure just had a knock on the sense of everything just like that.
Finish on that.
Yeah.
I'll finish Psalms 2. So Psalms 2 and 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Yeah, these heathen are put together. What they're trying to accomplish really is in vain. Because why? The promises, like I said, prophecy is the key thing. As far as for now, Jake being in this destroyed state, that's part of prophecy. What's it, Jeremiah 17:4? It's the wedding, so the part from their heritage. Jeremiah 17:4. Discontinue from my heritage. That's the one. Yeah, Jake basically needed to, in this current time, discontinue from their heritage. It needed to be a time where what the heathen had basically had rule, had power in this time at the end, and then even for all the things to be fulfilled, the world wars, everything else, technology, etc., needed to develop. So all these things are within the bounds, but then what? It's the vanity of the heathen thinking, yo, we've got one over. Like Revelation 11, them celebrating, them making happy and giving gifts to keep Jake in that destroyed state. That's to their vanity. Because why? You might at the present time it seems you've got the W, but then it's what the race is not given to the swift. This is about an endurance race, and then regardless, there's already a set ending. It's just like a movie. When the script's been written, it's been filmed, it's been edited, it's been put together. Like at the midpoint, it might seem like, oh, the villain's gonna win. Yeah, he's got the hero, the protagonist in dire straits. How's he going to make it through this? But then little do you know, it's already been written that he's going to get the W. And that's, you know, the irony of the state things are in now. And that's the thing, it seems like there is no salvation that can be found. Looking at carnally, you just think, damn, hold on, you're talking about these people on the sign, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians, these guys are going to have to rule. Whenever you have some guy that come up in any of these council meetings in these different states, in like Canada and the US, and they say like, oh, you know, we need to get the land back, people look at them like you're fucking crazy. But then that's the thing is hey, with the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, those things can happen easy. These souls can get taken out of the way like it's nothing. It says what? Verse 5, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree, the Lord Jehovah said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. And yeah, what is it? Just ask of me. Ask of me, and I'll give the heathen as thine possession, as thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth as thine possession. It's not even an issue. It's not even a difficulty. We already understand the Most High set up one, and taketh down another. But then it's looking at things carnally. It was the same thing in prior rulerships. People were looking like, how could it? People were looking at it like, how could it possibly come to me? But that's the thing. These things are going to come with, you know, whether you like it or not.
It said fucking 21.
Yeah, I was
sitting next to the food back. So, yeah, it feels like fucking 17.
Why you saying 21? I think it's like, man, I'll put this in my bag.
it's not going to be that hard.
I thought I had a jacket on yesterday.
Oh, and it was, yeah, yesterday was, that's
No,
because
but I was kind of cool going home. But then when I left, I was kind of like, yeah, I could wear a jacket. But then when I wore a jacket, I was like, too much.
bro, in the early on, it was too hot. It was like, because I went out in a shirt and I was like, and it's like, something. Yeah. And the way they write, I've seen people speak right. I'm like, bro,
yes.
you couldn't. Yeah.
Full on. My nigga, I ain't wouldn't think like blacks and hot all the way around. There's nothing you can go that way. It's for you to come from. But no, I just feel good.
Have you seen all of my
It's because of the wind blows. But then it's like, they said, I was more worried about rain. That's
Yeah.
why I said, they said it was possible, but then I was like, I saw it clear, I was like, okay, probably for sure. And it was like, last week was mad, like, whatever, man.
That's what's kind of fucking.
I'm gonna have to go to the gym and strength back against you. So the same chair, exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, exactly like you did also. You read it.
Yeah, Revelation 11. Revelation 11:1, 1 and 2. And there it was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High, and the altar, and them that worship therein. For the court which is without the temple, leap out and measure it not. For it's given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 24 months and 2 months. Alright, so basically that's what we're seeing right now. Right? People basically have to go, as we're going to read into it, you're going to see as to why that's happening. Alright, but they're actually, they were happy as hell to be over there and enjoy the land. Alright, so they would have fought. But now it's becoming a burden from stone that becomes the secret. Alright, because the promise is what it goes, man. It's becoming a burden. and wind up being a place of great destruction, where a lake of fire is going to be. Aside from that, not so much a lake of fire, but aside from America, it's going to be utterly wiped, all right, for the sake of the children of Israel establishing the kingdom over there. So it's the book of Revelation 11 and 8, and it says, and their bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Right, so Sodom and Egypt speak about the spirit of Sodom and Egypt, right, being in the land of America. I don't know if you want to break it down.
I was gonna say, with the age we're in now, the time we're in now, they're basically taking on all these ancient forms and customs. That's what we're talking about the brother with. Because that's the thing is like now, right, the rainbow is a good example. They've taken like a righteous symbol and then perverted it into something else. And that's how it is with even the ancient customs. The ancient wicked customs have been taken and made into brand new things. We're coming into autumn, then you have what's it called, Halloween, where they've basically taken a pagan high holy day and then made it into a new form of celebration, but then it still carries old baggage with it. And that's really how things are in the modern day. A lot of the way people live their life, they'll basically be partaking in ancient pagan customs, but thinking of it as a normalized just aspect of life. But then that ignorance is utilized against them. Because again, it's just like, why you think, like, what is an obelisk that was in the land of Egypt got to do being in the city of London? Why is it that they're
The land of America.
the land of America? Why is it that the government?
Because we're talking about spirit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Why is it that like the government buildings and whatnot are built after the style of like Roman temples and Roman buildings and whatnot? Those things are in the spirit of those men that came down, and then just as their pagan use, now in these times it's basically being redone in that same way. And the thing is the average person might not be thinking in their mind, Esau is God, the so-called white man is God. But then with how they conduct themselves, and really it's technology as well. Because that was shown really well in American Gods, where you had like one of the top, you had the ancient pagan gods that were just kind of trying to get, but then the new gods was what? It was internet. Internet was one of the top ones. And then it was all the modern customs now that have basically become forms of worship for people. The way that they would have worshipped pagan entities back in the day. And those, and everything now, well, there's no new thing under the sun. Everything now is like a rehab. Imagine even with Hollywood, where time and again it's a bunch of movies even being redone. In all forms of life, you're basically seeing cycles of things coming back.
Alright, so reading on, it says, verse 9, and they of the people and the kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall suffer their dead bodies to be put in their, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in their graves.
They're basically going to be consented to and glad to see Jake in that destroyed state. Because that's the thing, you go to the heathen time and again, now you've got this whole POC, people of color bullshit in the modern age, where they're basically trying to say anyone that's not white, they're actually one big lump of people. And then even you can let white people in as long as they got the right mindset. But again, that's like the brother said, they're just trying to bring that universalist mindset with that viewpoint. Because the thing is all of these like modern beliefs, they're based off basically making everyone into one people. That's really what the golden objective is. It's not becoming a Chinese person or an Indian or a Nigerian or or Somalian. It's to just be a citizen. And then as a citizen, you're then just a subject of the empire. And then with that, it comes with the same mindset.
Going to England, America, bro.
I didn't mean empire as in British. I mean just as in.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying. You're speaking like America.
Fluck, maybe I'm jumping.
Yeah, I didn't mean British empire. I was just saying it. Oh, it's American empire. Like people use American empire. I was just thinking of American.
Right, that's what
Being
I'm saying.
a subject, a citizen of the American empire. Where it's the same as how you're a Roman citizen before, where you would preeminently be a Roman more than anything else. It's now you're just an American. And then because of that mindset, that has everyone basically molded in the same way. And then you go to the Greeks, what was it? Antiochus, where he said all will become one people. That's the same mindset being done time and again. And then you see it manifest now as well. Like everyone, when they go to America, anyone in America, they grow up there, then they're just an American. They're trying to just be an American. People get upset, like, why are you saying African American? I'm just an American.
Yeah. Because that is the culture of America. Over here, it's very different, right? But America has a culture for a reason, right? It's really something that's drilled into them from young. You know?
Reading on, it says verse 10, and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Yes, they're going to make merry, they're going to celebrate. Because why? It's taken down Jake has been a long sought out desire. Getting that in an extended form, that's beautiful. That's exactly what these heathen have wanted. But then what? That shows the dynamic. It never changed. There was a relationship of enmity between Israel and the other nations. These other nations were, Jake at times was basically, trying to trim their ways to receive the love of the heathen. But then in reality, what? The heathen will be like, okay, we're going to follow after us. You can do that. But then what? As soon as they get the power to have power over Jake, they execute on it. They're not thinking like, no, let's just all be friends. That's why, again, that whole mindset of chasing for money, that's why it's so destructive. Because that shit don't exist. You're talking about equality. Meanwhile, it's like the more money you have, especially in America, it's like the more political power and money you have in your account, you have a certain stake within society, there's more you can get away with. If you're on the bottom and then you're caught doing certain acts, then you'll have no one to fight your corner. You have no leeway. But then those in upper levels, they can do all sorts of shit and get away with it. What was it, American Gangster, where they have Denzel go over and shoot whoever was the thing that was playing that movie. Idris Elba. Like, he just went and shot him in the street, and it was like, yeah, if you've got enough power, you've got enough money, whatever, you can get away with it. That kind of mindset, they're trying to have it, the gangsters are trying to have it on that kind of a level, but there is a level where they can do whatever they will, and no one's going to say shit. And that's what for the elites. No one's going to be bringing up the elites on shit. They can do whatever the fuck they want. But then everyone wants some kind of crumb of that. But then the reality is not everyone's going to get it. Everyone's going to be chasing it though. And then with that as well, the dynamic of Israel with the other nations. Israel is over the other nations. They're in a mindset where they're thinking, we want to be on the same level. Then they're moving further from their true state they're meant to be in. We're meant to be rulers. We're meant to have power over the nations. We read it earlier in Revelation 2. Those are the elect. They're going to have power over the nations. then the 2/3 when they come forth as a kids, them too. And then the heathen are going to be in order underneath. That's how it's going to be.
You're right. Yeah, man. I'll just take a picture of this. Yeah.
To the point of them all being in alignment.
Yeah.
Alright, man. So, Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life, Spirit of life, and that brother right there, entered into them, and then stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them, and was assured it.
Yeah, great fear fell upon them. So the dynamic flipped. That links up with Wisdom of Solomon 5. This is why they want Jake in that destroyed state. So now you have, examples of us and various other brothers out there speaking the scriptures, speaking the truth, knowing the name of our power, basically knowing what who we are, the role we're meant to be in. Because of that, it causes fear to the heathen, especially to the elite, because they know full well. We went into both sides. They know when Jake's not serving that power, then they're done, they're fucked, they're through. But then when Jake is serving that power, then there's no, not even a crack for them to come in and gain power over Israel. And then even now it's coming into the time of the end, where you're going to have that final judgment, that time of tribulation, and then what? It's basically, this place is going to start with America put on smash. This kingdom is basically going to be brought to its end. With that Esau's rule. And then after he's taken down, he's going to be seen by everyone as who he truly is. Part of keeping Jake in that destroyed state allows Esau to elevate himself as someone greater than he is. Now he's made all his deficiencies, all the things that make him weaker than everyone else, into strips. That's why everyone's out here thinking about, long hair, blue eyes. Why has that become a standard of beauty? Because it's his deficiency. But then Esau's managed, with the rule, managed to put into people's minds ways like, okay, we're going to change it. Now this is beauty.
Even I watched this Netflix film series, Chaos, came out, I think last week or this week or whenever, basing the woman in it like a mixed race, so-called mixed race. They look like basically, somewhat pretty. Through the Edomite, obviously, as they are, the guy's a rock star. But then the guy that fucking skipped me really looked like he was a homosexual. Looked like he was getting bad. She wanted to get with him. Now that's to perpetuate a certain kind of imagery, basically. Like, really, meditating on it. It's like, now that becomes like if you're growing up and watching TV series like that, now that's like kind of that's the standard. If I look like this, I should get with a guy like this. And this guy is actually attractive. But then when you look at it in the grand scheme of it, it's like, hell no, that guy shouldn't do this work. You know what I mean? Now, there's no way in God's green earth from, but if you've been brainwashed from young, you think that. That's the standard.
What beauty is. Because that's the thing, it's with that's really how these things are made in. Because even with what you call that, I was going to say the real life example of that is Candy Stone. She's got the guy she's with. It's heavily rumored that he's a homosexual, and then it's like he's from British aristocracy. So her just being there is kind of, she gets the clout, politically from having a white husband, from a so-called good background. He gets to pretend to not be homosexual in public, and then they can just kind of do what they're doing behind the scenes. But then that's like a real life a lot of these Jake women, they'll basically see they see the reality because it's in movies, but it's also in real life. They get a white boyfriend, they get a white husband, then they can try and live a different kind of lifestyle. They're trying to live like she saw. And that's a lot of what Jake are trying to do. Because even for the Jake men as well, that's why they're fiending, lusting after these pink foots. Because they think they can get with that, then oh yeah, they will change their whole lifestyle. But then again, these things are all keeping Esau's image as a preeminent one at the top. But then the reality is going to be found out. All this is deception. Was it theatricality and deception, powerful tools to the unlearned? And that's really how it's been with Hollywood. Hollywood has pushed old vibrations onto people over the course of years. And that has ties to witchcraft as well. Finish or? Yeah.
Actually, let me read up. Verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. They heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
Yeah, that's going into salvation, man. They've tried to run PR on it, so they call it the rapture, but that's what the elect basically means, beamed up into the chariots, and then what the enemies beheld them. Because that's the thing, is as far as for now, everything is looking to and looking at Esau, where it's going to be publicly displayed to the whole world who the chosen is and their salvation. And that's going to be, everyone's going to basically see what those are the elect go up and receive those new bodies and be saved in chariots. Right now, and that's the thing, is now we're in a time where it's basically been exposed that they're real. Imagine for decades they were saying like, oh, UFOs, you're practical, you're crazy, whatever. They've come out and now said, oh, that's the truth. Like, yeah, we got terabytes of footage of all these different chariots in various different situations. But why? It's because now it's coming to the point where they want to have people ready, to be antagonistic to the chariots.
I swear, like, vaping is like an epidemic right now. Like, there's nowhere I can't go, right?
But it's because it's figgy. Because they say it's not as bad as smoking.
But it's worse.
But yeah, I think the nicotine is like 4 or 5 times more than like a cigarette. It's like, I think it's way more addictive.
Yeah. I can tell because I see people vaping when they play.
Yeah,
like,
on the underground. Yeah.
No business vaping and I go. Like, I don't vape, so I don't want to smell that shit.
And I know the thing is, it's a shitload of nicotine.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do I want that in my system?
Just make it more fucking
Yeah. Like, bro, of course you're fucking addicted. What the hell are you sucking in? Like fucking flavored air with a flavored vapor with nicotine on it, man. Chill out. But that's again, it's like in the time we're in now, all these it's basically rewrote how people think about what's normal. Because even it's like smoking, it's like from a like you are just a victim of marketing with smoking. Because they just made it seem like, oh, why'd you start smoking? I look cool. I'm like, bro, what, it look cool? Like, what do you think about it? It makes your breath kick. It's gonna give you cancer. It fucks up your cardio and whatnot. But then you're just gonna do it because it looks cool. And it costs a fucking arm and a leg. Bro, the price is like 20 packs. Like, I don't even think they sell packs of 10, so it's like a 20. Yeah, they made it illegal to sell packs of 10 to make it so it's more expensive. But then it's like people buy just the raw tobacco and like make rollies more, but then they just sell packs of 20 for like the prices are insane. I remember like in the 90s they seemed ridiculous, but now it's like a pack of 20 you're gonna be paying 25 now, which don't. But then it's an addiction. But that's how people are now. They're partaking in completely self-destructive lifestyles and thinking of it as normal. You put more on my jumpers or whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
For the job.
But I kind of
You're gonna
felt
get sick.
the way, yeah.
Thing is, I went outside and it was kind of chilled, and I was like, I was fine. That's fine. You done on yours, yeah? So Isaiah 29:9, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord Yahweh hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers have he covered. Yeah, that's a big aspect now. Now you have what? The gates of Israel languish heaven. To the point where it's not even being taught that you're an Israelite. Now it's all these leaders are talking about being black, being American, being whatever, like modern day country. They're kind of, you're drawn into. But then they talk about all form of modern issues, and then just say, how are black people going to overcome these things? But from that jumping point, you're not getting anywhere. But then why? It's because confusion has basically been set in for even the so-called leaders among Jake, to keep the vast majority of Jake in that confused, destroyed state. Because really, it's now you go back to coming out of Egypt. The whole nation was taken out, the whole family. But then through the process, it was whittled down so they got into the land. Now it's going to be whittled down before they even get out. You're going to have just the elect, and that's going to be a smaller number than those that are taken out. What does it say as well? And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it's sealed. Yeah, even with when the prophet was saying, they've got the book, but then what? The book's been sealed. By and large, most people, they read the scriptures, they're going to get nothing from it. There needs to be a spirit to work with you. You need the Holy Spirit to work with you to get the understanding. Without it, it's not going to come to pass. You can read it from the day you're born to you die. Without, if the Spirit don't deal with you, you're not going to get anywhere. And now is a time where faith is at its lowest point. People in the modern day, they're not looking at things in the spiritual aspect at all. They'll read things and not even believe they happen. They're just thinking, well, this is kind of interesting. This is amusing. But then that's why everything that happens is going to be completely mystical, mind-blowing to people in the coming times. And that's the thing, is whilst they don't see the scriptures of something to come to pass, they think now that all the miracles were performed before, Esau's going to be able to do them. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord said, for so much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. And yeah, then essentially that faith has disintegrated among Jacob. You have a lot of these people where they're really one they have faith in is Esau. When it comes to a time of hardship, when it comes to any kind of trouble, they're looking for, okay, the government, okay, this is going to help them out. They're not looking to, okay, let me pray to the Most High, let me adjust my ways so that they please the Most High. That's something that's been forgotten. They don't see the fear of the Lord, that don't exist for them. They have the fear of Esau, the fear of the police, the fear of not keeping their job. It says, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Jehovah, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? And that's really how things function in the modern day. Now we're within a society that's been established by those that are in the dark. And that's why you have had a slow creep of all kinds of confusion and destruction over time. You go back 10, 15, 20, 30, 60 years, you're going to see a decline in all kinds of metrics over the course of society. And then people are just thinking like, how can this be? But then it's baked into how it's been ruled. These things come from the rule, those that bear rule, and then it filters down to the people, which is why the brother brought up pedophilia. It's like, why is it you're having, all of a sudden it's coming out under every rock, that there's pedophile rings here, there's pedophile rings there, there's been people where it's like, oh yeah, I was abused for X, Y, Z years. These things have come out, because why? These are things that are baked into society. Those that bear the rule, that's how they function. That's how they gain. That's an aspect of how they gain their power. And then those customs are filtered down among the people below them. So where people on the lower level are doing it as well, trying to gain some aspect of it. And that's why it's now you have, with social media, it's become even clearer that that's how people mold their approach to life. You have now. That's why you have a lot of this self-help stuff. That's why you have people follow after, like, oh, they see someone famous, they're like, okay, let me stop and listen to what they say. It mentions that in the scriptures about how everyone stops to hear what the rich man says. But then what? In like you're seeing one aspect of it, their riches, but then you're also not aware of what they did to get it. And that is even clearer in the modern day now, where you have a lot of people where they'll have money, but then they'll take themselves out. A lot of them will have all kinds of issues. Man, I think there was I swear, what was it, Tracy Ellis Ross was supposed to lose online or something. Yeah, I was like, someone put it was on Twitter or something. I was like, and they were saying like something about, how I've been angel. I was like, or loneliness or something. I think she might have the 50s now. I can't remember. But then it's like she ain't had a man for however long, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, yes, like now you're gonna be completely like unraveled. But then when you're in your prime, you're probably like, nah, I'm gonna enjoy this, I'm gonna do this, X, Y, and Z. But it's like more reasonable. All the natural ways of how people are meant to function, that's all been taken out of the way. Because verse 16 it says, surely you're turning the things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? That's really what the modern society's done. Now you have wickedness making the pot and the top, fully set continues. And that's what everyone's molding themselves after. That's what everyone's emulating. That's what everyone's looking up to and aspiring to. But then, because they don't realize that everything's been flipped, they're getting the results of everything being flipped, and they're just like, damn, this is fucked. Like, why are things worked out this way? Why is my family why is it I've been working this job, but it doesn't seem to be, I'm not going to be able to get a house or build the life that I wanted? Why am I not able to do what I'm seeing all these people on social media do. What, all these questions people have, they don't realize it. Because why? What the world as it's been set up is it's a game, really. It's a game that's being played, and it's just like what they say with casinos. The house always wins. It's basically like what they call a slot machine, and then the elites of the house, they can kind of dish out the rewards to whoever, but then you have very little control over how high you describe it. I've got one more. Second Peter 3. So I'll start from verse 5. It says, "For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished." But this is when we're going into the rainbow, because as we said, that was basically a mark put there as a promise to what? To not flood the earth again. But then now it's become something else. And this is something that people in the modern day, they are ignorant of. They look at these things and they think, oh, it's just a story that was told. But now it's an event that went down. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Yeah, even with that, now we're in a time when there's going to be a further level of destruction. This time, fire. And that's something that people are even more ignorant of. Because now we're in a time, like we said, it's a time of prophecy. And like the brother said, it's prophecy. It's basically being fulfilled left, right, and center. You can see as far as with the situation in Ukraine, with the situation in the Middle East, even the South China Sea as well. There's basically these conflicts where if they boil over to a certain extent, then it can easily just escalate to a world war. People are wary of it, or people that are clued up are wary of it. But by and large, most people are naive and just continuing with their life as if it would just go on as it was. But then that's also in prophecy. Because that's the thing, most people, it's going to come as a shock. They're going to be surprised when these things come to pass. But what's the reality of it? These things are spoken of. These things are said before. And then really it's been spoken on the street corner for the longest. It's been on YouTube. And then with YouTube, like everyone's got YouTube on their phone. I remember back when the iPhone first came out, YouTube was one of the default apps. So everyone that's got a smartphone, everyone's in the modern age, they can access YouTube. So there's really no excuse to not have stumbled upon it. Then I even remember before I came in, then I stumbled upon, someone showed me a video. I remember it was Bubble Eyes. Back in the world, then I didn't really get it then. But then, through the process of time, became aware of the truth and came in. So with most people, they're going to have seen it, and there's countless videos that have gone viral to get like hundreds of thousands to millions of views, where people would have seen it, and then they might have been like, ooh, entertained or something at the time, but then you not being drawn into it, then it's basically it's not for you. You're basically going to be kept in that ignorant state until that destruction comes. He says what? But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. And yet, that all should, if it was possible, come to repentance. But then what? Now is a time where there's people where there's been a block on them. They basically had access denied for them to the truth. And then that's just not just because of what's gone down now. These are things that, where you're basically paying off things that have happened in prior lifetimes. Now we're basically receiving that final, that final reward. And then you've got examples of supreme, highest level criminals back in the ancient world, where they did vile acts against the men of the Lord. Now they're going to receive their comeuppance. And same with the heathen as well. The heathen, there's heathen where it seemed like they basically got away with doing legendary vile acts against the apple of the Most High's eye. Now they're going to receive that comeuppance. It says what? But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned thereof. So yeah, this time with fire, and it's going to come as a thief, because again, it's being spoken of, but it's the foolishness of preaching. People are looking at it like, oh, this. The most they're seeing it as something that is confounding. But then it's a good example was the pandemic. Once things start happening, then people are like, oh wait, oh no, I need answers. And then this is going to take place to where you're not going to receive those answers. You're going to be put in the mix. You're going to be in the blender. Yeah, I'll leave it there. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Lord willing, see you next week. Say all praises to Yahweh, to Hashem, Yahushua, and Hashem, God bless the apostles, the elders, great most of the world. Shalom.